You remember whenever the coronavirus first hit,
Mm,
and they're like, "This is only gonna last a week."
All right. We're like,
2 weeks to flatten the
a
curve.
month tops.
We've now
like,
needed
well-
2 years to flatten the curve, and it's still not flat.
700
true.
days later.
Yes. 862 days later.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Brett.
I gotta swallow.
I did that while Christian was on purpose, taking a drink on purpose.
Yeah, I'm done. They said my name.
I'm Braxton.
And welcome to The Question at Hand, the least specific podcast. What's up, guys, and welcome back to The Question at Hand. Hope everyone is doing absolutely phenomenal. And if you're here for the first time and you're watching on YouTube, if you enjoy this episode, please do subscribe. Hit that little rectangular red button down there and turn it gray.
You gotta slam it.
Gotta slam it.
Smash.
I hate that.
Smash that.
You have to
smash that
the
like button.
You slam the subscribe
I don't
and
know if you
smash
slam
the
the
like.
subscribe.
Well, something.
And then you hit join.
What?
Yes.
Whatever that means.
Turn on the bell. Turn the bell on.
Yeah, and if
folks.
you're listening and you would like to watch the podcast, it is available on YouTube at The Question at Hand. Just type that in on YouTube and you will find us.
What are
So-
the rules of filming a podcast? Like, do we look at each other or do we look at the camera?
I don't think there are any
Is it
rules at
okay
this
to look
point.
into the camera?
I've done both.
It's
I think
okay
you can
to look
do
in the
whatever you
camera.
want.
Okay.
I think there are no rules.
But I would say I think it's best to look in the camera for effect.
Why not? I mean, you are talking to the audience in a
When
sense.
you really want to get a point across.
Look here. Hit the freaking subscribe button. You hear me?
There's been times where I've watched our podcast on YouTube and then I see myself look at the camera, but I'm not like talking. One of y'all will be talking. I'm just looking at the camera. I'm like,
I do that
that's,
sometimes too.
That's kind of creepy.
I do that sometimes too.
That's
You
so
can
awesome.
you can be silent and look at the camera as a gag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, also
Like Jim from The Office.
I bet it feels
Yeah,
like that.
Yes.
I bet it feels weird.
I know I do that sometimes too. Like there's been a couple times, like especially when Christian was pitching his ideas a couple weeks ago, where I was like, "Where is he going with this?" And I just like look at the camera and I'm
Right.
like, "I have no idea what's
it does
going on."
work in that way.
Yeah,
you know?
it does. But today we've got a great episode in store for you because let's talk about Wordle.
To your mother.
A man should
And
know.
I feel like most people watching this probably have some sense of what Wordle is, but
I don't.
you don't. Like
I've-
you don't legitimately have no idea.
No, I'm not
Okay,
joking. I really
so
don't know.
This will be like one of the only scripts that I probably ever write because there was a lot of stuff that I needed to write down in terms of facts. So
In 1832, John Davis Wordle was born.
his name, the creator's name does start with a J though. So you weren't too far off there. But let's talk about Wordle. Wordle was featured on news outlets such as The Today Show and talk shows such as The Tonight Show.
How much you think they paid
The
to be on
Today
there?
and Tonight
And The
Show.
Tonight Show.
Man, that's big time.
Yep, this word guessing game has taken the internet by storm. Players get 6 chances to guess a 5-letter word 1 time per day. And that's it.
So that's
So you
kind of
either
the
get
gimmick
it
part of it is the one time
or
a
you
day.
don't. The game seems pretty simple and straightforward, and for the most part, it is. So, why has this simple game become such an internet sensation? And the story lies with the share button. But before we share too much information, maybe it's good to start at the beginning. So, in October of 2021, this guy named Josh Wardle, Wardle.
Are you serious?
That's
Yeah.
fake.
That's
was joking.
It was based around his last name. So
I don't. This is fabricated.
no, dude, I'm being serious. In October of 2021, Josh
Not from
Wardle,
you, but from him.
who's a software engineer in Brooklyn, released a game called Wordle, Wordle, to the public. The game is web only, not an app like most games nowadays. It's web only, and it's
Does
a
it run on
different.
Flash Player?
It does not, I don't think, which is a different approach from all of the apps that we have come to know and love. Wordle originally created Wordle as a gift for his wife. So he made the game, his wife, and for him and his wife. and they got really into it and decided to release it to the public in October of 2021. On November 1st,
Strange gift.
90 people played Wordle. In December, that number had risen to 300,000, and currently it is north of 3 million, which
Dang.
is extremely fast growth.
I honestly thought it'd be bigger than that,
I mean,
but
How much you think by December of this year it'll be 90 people again? Because isn't that how it like, always happens?
I mean, it could
or
be,
it can happen that quick.
barring some specific circumstances that we'll talk about in just a little bit. But I think Wordle being such a simple game is actually one of its biggest strengths because everyone knows 5-letter words. Any of you don't think you know that many 5-letter words, once you guess that first word, you'll have some clues to help get those 5 green boxes. So here's how Wordle works. When you guess a word, the letters in each box will turn gray, yellow, or green. Gray boxes mean that the letter is not in the word. Yellow boxes mean it is in the word, but it's in the wrong location. And green boxes mean you guessed that letter correctly and it's in the correct position.
Okay, so Brett in our text chain said, "Isn't Wordle like the game show Lingo?"
So I'm
And
gonna
I
get to
responded-
that. Have you actually watched Lingo before?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
that was like
because I was like, "Wait a minute,
I love
it's
that show.
Lingo."
But yeah, I want to talk about Lingo.
We'll
here just a little
definitely
bit.
get to Lingo in just a second.
So that
Yeah.
piqued my interest.
Yeah. So at this point, you've probably seen these green and yellow boxes floating around on Facebook, probably wondering what the heck they're for. It says like Wordle, so many of so many,
Mm-hmm.
and then it shows several rows of boxes in different colors. And when you have all green, you got it right, and you can share it. Or if you get to the end and you just want to share that you lost, I guess you could share that too. I haven't gotten to that point yet, honestly. So I really don't even know. But the spoiler-free scoring grid allows players to share their correct answers on social media with friends and has created somewhat of a competitive atmosphere, both amongst the players and with the players themselves. Every day you come back to a blank canvas, giving you the opportunity to potentially guess the Wordle in less tries than you did the day before. And before we play today's Wordle, because I have waited all day, I normally play this at like
So every day
7
it's the
o'clock in the
same
morning.
for people across everywhere.
yes.
Okay.
So before we play today's Wordle, Brett brought it to my attention earlier that there was a very, very, very similar game show from 1987 called Lingo. And in Lingo, contestants took turns guessing 5-letter words and tried to guess enough of them to fill in enough spaces on a 5x5 card to form a line.
Like bingo.
Like
Yep.
bingo.
Yep.
The original main game of Lingo had 2 teams of 2 contestants, one of which were usually returning champions who competed to guess the 5-letter word first. The game begins by each team receiving a computer-generated Lingo card. A 5-letter word was randomly generated, and the first letter of the word was given to both teams to guess.
And when they did that, the computers that were powering it, like they had to turn on another switch at the power plant to generate that.
To generate one random word. That might be true.
No,
So-
but whenever this show would come on, I always thought it was so satisfying. Some of the sound effects they would have in there.
Oh, were they really good?
Yeah, like whenever the Lingo board was generated and all these numbers would
Oh,
come
it is
down,
true. It would be like,
it sounded
Yeah.
like
it was just good sounds.
Just the way the balls dropped onto this.
Oh, man.
Good night, everybody.
Oh man. Yep.
You have started doing that like every episode.
It's kind of from Animaniacs. After
Good
that
night,
would be like an innuendo joke in this kid's cartoon. They would always look at the camera and go, "Good night, everybody."
That's great.
Whoops.
Hello,
Oh
nurse.
my gosh. So anyway, when the balls would drop,
Yeah, but I know exactly what you're talking about, though. I can't make it, but
It's like racquetballs. I mean, I can't describe it. I mean, I might just have to pull up the video and play the sound effect here in just a little bit. But
okay.
anyways, super satisfying sound effect.
Yeah.
So
the game begins by each team receiving a computer-generated lingo card. A 5-letter word was randomly generated, and the first letter of the word was given to both teams to guess. If the team did not come up with the right words on the first try, they were shown which letters were correctly placed, as well as those in the word but not correctly placed. If the word was in the correct place, it was lit in red. If the letter was in the word but not in the correct place, a yellow circle was placed around the letter. Very similar to Wordle.
Yeah.
A team would lose control of their turn if they failed to guess within 5 turns, they gave an invalid word, or they failed to come up with a guess within 5 seconds.
Yeah, the one thing that they always had to do was spell out their word.
Mm-hmm.
And if they
spelled it incorrectly
spelled a word incorrectly, then it passed over to the other team.
Yeah. And once the team guessed the word, they drew a ball from a hopper that was in front of each team, and it corresponded to a space on their lingo card. The match ended by one of the teams completing a line on their card during the turn.
Yep.
Okay. I think I have some of the sounds.
An idea. Here you go, guys. Covering 10 numbers.
That was it.
And
Okay,
for the
that's pretty
ladies.
It sounds like ASMR.
That's all. It really does sound like ASMR. Now that you think of it, it sounds like someone tapping on something.
Yeah.
Like when you watch the ASMR videos, which we will have, I've been working on an episode for a couple weeks now about ASMR, but it is a lot of like tapping
type sounds
on stuff. And there are people who just like go all out on tapping sometimes. And you're like, this is like driving me insane. Like it's so fast. Like it's one thing to tap like kind of slow, but some of them are like, I'm going to jam out like I'm shredding on a guitar.
The fire and flames.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's the Guitar Hero ASMR? What's just the clicking?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Wordle is almost to an extent identical 5-letter words, which you only had 5 tries on Lingo instead of 6 on Wordle. But the format is almost exactly the same.
Yeah. But the other thing, Lingo, you got the very first letter all the time.
You did.
So
that
that does change
that,
up.
that
changes
makes it a little
bit.
easier.
That immediately puts millions of words in your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, there are lots of places that you can go to look for tips on Wordle, specific words that may be better than others. But I like to approach the game of Wordle like I would a final Wheel of Fortune puzzle. In Wheel of Fortune, for the final puzzle, they give you the letters R, S, T, L, N, and E.
Oh, that's smart.
Those go up, and then you get to choose, I think, like 3 letters of your own. But those are some of the most common letters used in words across the English language.
Yep.
And I like to try to take out as many of those words as I can, or as many of those as I can in one word. With that being said, my go-to word lately has been trash.
It's a good one.
It's a pretty solid word. And it's just kind of fun to start every game with trash.
Solid.
Because if you start with trash, you end with diamonds or something. I don't know. Do you have a go-to word, Christian?
Yeah.
What is it?
I tried to get A, E, O, and I in the first 2 guesses. And so I try to also get S and T if possible. So I usually guess the A and E word first, and I've like mixed it up. I've gone spear, pears, and then I'll go like in O-I or something word after that. I've been guessing loins a lot, which is funny.
That is good.
But that's been my second guess a lot of the time. And so usually by like 3 or 4,
Loins is a good word.
I can figure out at least 2 of the consonants and all of the vowels. The Y ones are the ones that are tricky.
Yeah. Because you don't just use a whole bunch of Ys.
I haven't played this game yet, but I would say if I did have a go-to word, it would probably be smart.
Smart. That's a good one.
I think that one.
Yeah. That's a really good one.
But anyways.
So a lot of people try to get out as many vowels as they can out of the way as quickly as possible. Words like adieu, audio, or pious are some common ones that people like to start with. Others use words like teary, stare, or maker. And some like to take a bit of a weirder approach by starting with a random 5-letter word that you could find on any given page in the dictionary.
Yeah.
Is that funny? Are you sure?
No, I've just
A lot of and some funny words would be like yacht, ulcer, toast.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
The good words.
Ghost. Toast.
So, programmer and game designer Tyner Glale told CNET that the mathematically optimal first word is rote. ROATE. Which I have no idea. I didn't even know that was really a word. But apparently, it is the cumulative net earnings after taxes available to common shareholders. Or according to Scrabble, it means learning by repetition. Two very different things there. I've also seen it spelled ROAT. That was another option there for the learning by repetition. So, but yeah. That one kind of knocks out most of those couple vowels and some very common letters.
You'd have to assume, though, that whoever is choosing the word of the day probably thinks to themselves, this probably needs to be a word that most people could guess. I don't think rote, spelled like that, would be a word that very many people, your average person, knows.
Never know.
I mean, I'm just saying.
It may not be for the first try, but it also knocks out or gets you most of the letters that you probably need to get on the first word.
I feel like if you did pick a word that was that obscure, that nobody would get it in 5 tries.
Well, it's also like...
I mean, I know it gives you clues as you go if you guess the right letters.
Yeah.
But still, I don't know. That's just my thinking.
I guess the game's done pretty well to where by that 6th try, even if you don't know the word, because I've played an app and I've seen words that I don't even know. But by
you
that,
sound like a Vietnam veteran. I've done an app and I've seen words.
I don't even
you
know.
never even know.
But
I didn't even know those were words.
By that 6th try, like you should have everything but like 1 or 2 letters.
Yeah.
Solidified in its spot.
Yeah.
And then you should, because it's also a good tactic to not guess letters that like
you already know that are in the word.
Let's say you get 3. Yeah, let's say you get like 2 or 3 green, like your first guess, you just get really lucky. And it's pretty smart to guess like 2 or 3. Go completely outside of that just to nail down those last 2.
Yeah.
Now, it does have to be a word every time, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's supposed to be a word.
It's really upsetting when you try to guess something and you're like, I've heard that.
But it tells you it's not.
Yeah. Or you realize that like...
Can you use anything with an S to make anything plural? Okay. So that's good.
Yeah.
And sometimes...
If it's a 5-letter word, you can use it.
Yeah.
So... Because an S adds thousands and thousands of 4-letter words, a 5-letter word.
But I don't think the word you're supposed to guess is ever an S.
Yes, right. Now that makes sense to me.
Plural. I think it's
an actual 5-letter word.
Yeah,
for the most part.
Yeah. This one.
Yeah. So whatever word that you like to use first playing Wordle, just make sure that you knock out a couple vowels and some of those most used letters. And since tonight we're going to play this on the podcast, and I'm going to screen record it so we can show the people what we're doing. I think it's only fitting that since we are the question at hand, that the first word that we use tonight is hands.
Quest.
Quest.
Yeah, use a Q.
That would be something, that's for sure. All right, so have you seen this before?
No.
It's a 5x6 grid. It says Wordle at the top. It has a keyboard specifically for the game built into it.
That's actually really funny.
So, so we'll start out with hands. HAND.
Oh, hands.
I was thinking
HANDS. We'll hit enter. And S is in the word, but HA and D are all not in the word. Okay. So you can see there, yellow is just in the wrong position. But the letters down here that were wrong do go dark. So you can't, I mean, I guess you could still use them if you wanted to, but it makes it pretty easy to tell,
That's
Yeah.
nice. Because I wondered about that too. Because that's what gets me messed up too. Is
Like-
trying to remember what.
Lingo, they would let you use
Yes.
words or letters that you had already
They would.
used.
They were betting on people forgetting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's nice. Anybody have a second word that they would like to use here?
Loins.
Squeaks.
All right. We'll try. Well, we can't use
Well-
loins. We already have an in.
And how about start?
We don't have an A. We don't have an A.
Oh, okay.
Do something with an O and I and T, like toils.
Stork.
We don't have enough vowels.
Stork.
Yeah, like the bird.
Okay. Stork. Here we go. Stork. Okay. So S, T, and O are all in the word here for stork,
If K's
but
not
they're
in
all in the wrong position.
Okay. ST might be at the end.
Mhm, that's what I was thinking.
What's
'Cause usually,
a blank ST word? Blank OST.
what's the other letter?
It could be something like, it could be frost because
Well,
there's no R.
yeah.
Hoist.
hoist or moist.
We already used H, and it's not in the word.
Moist.
It might be,
Moist.
honestly. Yeah.
Moist.
Uh-huh.
You want to go moist?
It probably is an OIST word.
It is
Oh,
moist.
yes.
Good word.
Right
Heck
here,
yeah,
bro.
dude.
Got him. Leave you hanging.
Sweet.
We've moisted.
Moist.
That was great.
And now we're done for the day.
Well, we've
Now
solved the world's
Now
problems.
we have solved it for the day.
Heck yeah.
That's
interesting, though.
That's super cool.
that is really helpful. I didn't realize that it would blank out the
Yeah.
letters that you already used. So that is very helpful.
And you can see them still. So, I mean, even if there was a question,
And there's no
you
time
know.
limit, is
No,
there?
there's no time limit.
So
You can
golden.
literally, so I had one day that I had no idea what it was. And the word ended up being Knoll, Knoll.
the
And
grass-
I think I got it.
was killed.
I think I got it in like 3 tries, but the first 2, I had a couple of letters and I was like, what the heck is this word? And I just like put it away for most of the day. And I think I picked it up around lunchtime or maybe a little after. And I was like, what the heck is this word? And I thought about it and I was like heating up some food and I was like, oh my God, I got it. And I went back and put it in and sure enough, that's what it was.
Nice.
So yeah, dude, it was super awesome. So yeah, Wordle's fun. And it seems everyone wants in on this simple game. A game most of us probably could have created. A simple game on a simple website, shared across social media and with friends, has amassed a player base, deservingly so at this point, of 3 million users in 3 months. Oh, what is so funny? You guys are driving me nuts.
I'm sorry. Now I see why people are sharing this because Christian just showed me about 4 or 5 of his. And they're so funny.
The words that people, yeah. Yeah,
I
some
get
of the
it now.
words you
I
come up with
understand
are hilarious.
Oh. I'm sorry.
So anyway, as I was saying, it seems everyone wants in on Wordle. Most of us probably could have made this. It's not that difficult of a website, it doesn't seem. But it's still amassed a player base of 3 million users in 3 months, a number that seemed to pique the interest of the New York Times.
Hmm.
And it piqued it enough that they purchased Wordle for the low 7 figures. Was the official term the official agreement that came out, I guess. There's been no official like number as to what they bought it for, but low 7 figures is what they said. So this guy who made an app or made a website for his wife so she could play this random puzzle game with him, decided to go public, and in 3 months he is now a millionaire after he was making $0 from this site because there were no ads. Still are no ads. Like he had no revenue from it. He just was relishing
They're probably
in
gonna put
the
ads on it.
popularity of it. So I think the New York Times buying Wordle
Because it's like a crossword puzzle
Yeah.
online.
He also
Yeah.
said, I read an interview, like a
Soundbite thing. He said.
something that he did in an interview, and he said that the New York Times is like his ideal landing spot because of what they've done with other games. I did not know that.
What do they do with other games?
I'm going to explain.
Okay.
That was your lead-in.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the problem that I have with the New York Times buying Wordle is that it stands to eventually take away what made Wordle popular in the first place, which is that it's free and anyone can play.
Right.
The New York Times wouldn't buy Wordle without the intent of making money. Something that, as I said just a second ago, the creator, Josh Wardle, was not doing with the current Wordle site. But if you're unaware like I was, the New York Times has a game subscription service called New York Times Games,
Ew.
which contains
Ugh.
a number of puzzle games which Wardle claimed inspired him to create Wordle.
Hmm.
Some of these include the crossword. New York Times crossword has been around forever, but they put it behind a
1,000 years.
paywall in 2011. So these games include the
Surprised they
crossword,
did that early.
spelling bee, letterboxed, tiles, and vertex. And these were apparently played more than 500 million times last year. The New York Times quest is to increase digital subscriptions to 10 million users by 2025. And they hope that the addition of Wordle to their arsenal will help to achieve that goal. In a company statement, the New York Times said, quote, "The Times remains focused on becoming the essential subscription for every English-speaking person seeking to understand and engage with the world. New York Times games are a key part of that strategy." And when asked about the purchase of Wordle, the New York Times Games general manager, Jonathan Knight, stated, quote, "The game has done what so few games have done. It has captured our collective imagination and brought us all a little closer."
So we're going to put it behind a paywall.
So a simple game has now become very deep because of the New York Times. And
Yeah,
it will remain free for the time
That's what I was
being,
wondering.
but we don't know how long that
Right.
will stay.
Maybe for a year or so, it'll be free.
I mean, they paid a lot of money for it, and they intend to make money somehow. Now, I think they could probably make more money if they put some ads on the site.
Yeah.
Than they could trying to convert the user
I agree
base.
too. If you put one ad on it that you have to click away when you go to the website, they would make more than alienating
Trying
a
to
user base
convert-
by putting it behind
Yeah.
a paywall.
So, I mean, that really is kind of the problem with the New York Times buying Wordle. And while Wordle will be free to play for new and existing users when the game moves to the New York Times, you would think eventually it too will go behind the paywall. So how much, the question for New York Times anyway, not for us, but the question for the New York Times is how much of the current and growing player base of Wordle will make that jump and pay to play Wordle? I would think it's probably pretty small.
Especially since what will happen if that happens is someone will make a Wordle knockoff.
Well,
They already
they
They
kind
already
of
exist.
They kind of already have. But part of the problem is that it's not a game that you can like continually play
Yeah,
It's-
it's once a day.
once a day, maybe 5 minutes.
Hmm.
Maybe 5 minutes.
So
like
here-
us sitting
here's
here
what-
talking about it and not just like, okay,
Here's
let
what
me
I
think
think
for a second.
This is what's going to happen. It's going to remain free if you just want to play one puzzle per day. And then if you pay for it, then you can have multiple puzzles a day.
You're right. I think you're right.
They could do that. Yeah. Play on the addictive personalities that we all have in the
Yeah.
short attention spans that things
Exactly.
like TikTok or
You got to pay.
Instagram
What's their
have
gaming
created.
thing called?
New York Times Games.
Oh.
Clever.
Is that like KFC gaming?
No, not really.
Oh.
They just took the
I
games
still
that
don't
they
really,
were.
Do you
just-
know what KFC gaming is?
They just made some weird console thing. I think.
Okay, that's the only
I don't know. I don't
Like,
know if
when are
they're
they gonna
like planning to
create
do
that,
like an
the
esports
multi-million
thing.
dollar like open world RPG where you play as the Colonel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be something.
When are they going to create
Colonel Puck
Yeah.
77.
Yeah.
So I think what the New York Times did with New York Times games,
Kentucky verse.
Wait. Can we go on a run here?
The Kentucky verse.
oh my, can I finish what I was saying first? So I think while we're talking about New York Times games, I'm pretty sure New York Times games basically just took whatever they were doing in their print version of the paper, like a crossword or something like that, and just said, oh, we're going to put it online for people to play, and we're going to put it behind a paywall now. I mean, that's really, I think, what it boiled down to for the most part.
Mhm.
So, I don't know. Kentucky, what did you say?
The Kentucky,
The Kentucky verse.
Do we even want to go down that rabbit hole right now?
Well, I just wanted to riff off a bunch of changing popular game titles to some version of chicken or Kentucky or
Mhm.
Colonel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What are some games I know?
See, now I'm
Kentucky Legends. Like Apex Legends.
Kentucky Shadow Legends.
Big Chungus.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
That's something else entirely.
That is its own
You
thing.
guys have Big Chungus.
Carl on duty.
David Pumpkins is his own thing.
You guys have Battletoads.
Battletoads?
What was that one?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It was the same thing as Big Chungus, where like you had to go into a GameStop or call somewhere and be like, "Do you guys have Battletoads for, I don't know, some console that it was
For
never
Wii.
on?" Yeah,
for the Wii U.
yeah.
Five Nights at KFC.
There probably is. a
Okay,
game
that would
like
actually probably be pretty cool. Not gonna lie, if someone
That-
actually made that.
I want that, but with like the original McDonald Land characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like you turn around and Grimace is there.
No,
So-
dude, did you ever watch the movie that they put out?
They put out 6
put out a bunch
VHS
of them.
releases.
Yeah.
One of them was called The Legend of McDonald Land Lock, which was believed to be lost media for many years until it surfaced recently.
Really? Dang.
I could tell you about the
I
McDonald
have at
Land
least
tapes.
I have at least one of them at my grandma's house. still.
I think I have 2 at my grandma's house as
Yeah.
well.
I have at least one of them.
It was animated by the people who did Rugrats. It looks
Oh,
like
was
that
it
weird,
really?
it's
Is that
that
why
weird
it looks that
animation.
way?
Mhm.
Dang.
Because
It
even
was-
as a kid, I was like,
They were
okay,
pretty
they look kind of
good.
gross.
I mean, they were pretty good for the most part.
yeah,
Like,
they were funny.
I can't complain about them that much.
You have any comments on Legend of McDonald Land Lock?
No.
What about the dreaded Mothman?
But yes, if you put on a VR headset and went into the Kentucky verse, like, what would you see? Like, what's the description?
Bourbon.
Is it just Kentucky? But
I think
digital?
it's a fantasy version of Kentucky. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Where it looks like Kentucky, but there
Mhm.
are,
Bluegrass music,
yes.
horse races,
And you can, I don't know what you would do.
lots of fried chicken.
Call of Chicken, famous bowls.
Call of Chicken Toast Recon.
I will say,
Grand Theft Colonel.
after we had, oh my god, after we had the Beyond Nuggets last week, I think we had KFC the next 2 days at my house.
Really?
I think so, and we never get KFC, but for some reason, my parents wanted KFC, and I think I got a famous bowl, and it was actually pretty good.
Did you get it with the brown gravy?
No, I didn't get it with a freaking brown gravy. I don't want to eat
But
that
did
garbage.
you get the laptop?
No, I did not get the laptop.
Now, see, that needs to be the next step in Kentucky gaming. Wait, was it Kentucky
Kentucky
Fried
verse.
Gaming? I don't even know.
KFC gaming.
But where they make a gaming laptop that looks like
The
food-
old-
the
Yes.
kids meal laptops.
Yes.
Hey, they're making a new chicken run.
Yes, I saw that.
Why?
Really?
Is it live action or
Oh,
something?
man.
No, I think it's maybe, I don't know if it's
No.
made by the same people, but it's
Like
made in
the-
the same style.
Yeah.
Claymation?
Not
It's
live
a
action.
Netflix movie, so it's probably going to be,
Terrible.
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, same animation style, right?
Mhm.
not live action.
Dude, I
It'd be
hope.
really hard to get those chickens to act.
I really freaking hope they don't screw up Avatar.
They probably will. They probably will.
As in the
Last Airbender.
Last Airbender.
They're making
They're
a
making
live
a
action
live
version.
action Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh,
But it's supposed to follow very closely with the original,
But
original cartoon anime deal.
right.
But instead of like 20-ish minute episodes, 23-minute episodes, however long they were, they're supposed to be like hour-long episodes, and they're going to condense like a lot of stuff down, I think.
See,
But
that's
I don't
the
know
problem
if it's
is
going to
like,
give it. I don't know if it's going to condense it down in a bad way, or if it's going to give it a little more room to like breathe instead of being
Right.
so like, oh, they're here on freaking Air Temple. Oh, and then now they're in the Fire Nation.
Yes. The problem is though, like I've already seen the show, so why would I watch
to watch it.
why would I watch a 50%
For
chance less superior version?
Nostalgia.
Yeah, but then I just rewatch Avatar.
Oh, I have.
It's the infinite problem
I
that
have.
they face.
It was great, but I don't know, man. I think
It's weird.
I just hope it's really good. That's all I got.
Why can't they make something new set in the Avatar universe?
I don't know.
It's fine.
I thought KFC Gaming was really out there until I just remembered that they were not the first ones in this space.
Who did it first?
Do you remember this?
No, but I'm intrigued.
What the heck? Is that? That's not real.
No, it was real. I had this game. Burger King gave them out with Whoppers
What?
for like a limited time, and I got the game. And you played as the king, sneaking Whoppers to people. And the first level was like this construction site.
Has anyone streamed this?
For sure. I used to have it, and it was kind of fun, but it was really difficult.
There's no way anybody streamed that, bro.
There's also another one called Big Bumpin' where it was a bumper cars game.
Okay, that looks kind of fun though.
Big bumping.
Now, Sneak King, that would be something for Djibouti Show to play.
Yeah.
Those guys would
Absolutely.
be hilarious playing that.
You should request it.
You should
Sneak
request
King.
it.
Yeah, I'll put it in the Discord.
You should. That's
the
fantastic.
Burger King Xbox game from 2006.
Oh my gosh.
I'm surprised you never played that at my house.
Yeah, yeah, me too. With my feet.
Maybe we did.
Do what?
Did you hear that?
No.
That was my shoulder. Oh my God.
Maybe the mic picked it up.
So loud. Oh, but
Sneaking.
so I don't know.
Why
how,
did they call it
I don't
Sneak
know.
King?
Because
Wait, Sneaking!
Ah.
yeah, he was. The whole point was the whole point.
I just got it because of how I said it.
Yeah.
They got me.
Me too.
Yeah.
They played me.
The whole point of this game is that you had to like crouch behind objects in real businesses and like work environments without being caught
To deliver a Whopper.
to deliver free Whoppers.
I
to,
don't
like,
know
a
if I'm
specific person.
more impressed that they actually made this game or that you have actually played it.
I
Well,
put
it's
hundreds
funny.
of
It's
hours
funny.
into this.
It's
You put
funny that
hundreds of hours into Sneak
Well,
King.
here's the thing. It's funny that they made it. It's funny that they gave it out with Whoppers. It's funny that in 2006, Christian received one of those Whoppers,
Yeah.
happened to go to Burger King, kept it, and then played it,
I actually,
and then remembered it 10 years later.
I don't think I got it from Burger King. I think I was like,
Oh, don't tell me you bought it from like GameStop.
did you? I'm pretty sure I did.
Oh my God.
How much did you pay?
No.
It was like
way.
$4.
You should have paid less.
Yeah,
Do you still have this somewhere?
very much maybe.
Go look in the box with your
Bro.
old games.
Mm-hmm.
That would be an
King.
that would be an experience in itself. Holy cow.
But if it's supposed to be called Sneak King, why did they put the words on top of each other so it would make it difficult to understand?
Because
That
It-
needs to be a soundbite. You going because
they had to name. They can't just call it sneaking because people would actually play it.
But you put like a big K.
People would actually
but you
play
put
it
a big
though.
K.
It doesn't matter. People would actually play it.
But the problem is-
the thing is that the king, the Burger King, is sneaking around,
You-
trying to find Whopper.
You can buy both Sneak King and Big Bumpin' on eBay with free shipping for $5.
For Xbox 360?
Yeah.
Oh, I have that. I still have mine. We could totally do that.
Yeah, and then here's some
That
for
would be epic.
$1 used.
Well, yeah, but that's
Was
only
it just
one
the
of them.
Xbox?
I think so, yeah. It appears that way.
This is what the
Xbox
game looked like.
exclusive.
It was yellow.
The game was
Gamers
yellow.
rise up.
No way.
We needed a
bro.
re-release of Sneak King.
We should play that. That would be awesome. Maybe that could be like a bonus podcast episode that we just throw
Sneak
out there.
King.
Is us playing Sneak King.
Yes, there are speedruns. There is gameplay.
How long is a speed run? How long was that video? Like 15 minutes?
15 minutes. Speedrun. Sawmill speedrun in 2651. So the first
Like locations.
the episodes take forever, and you've got to like.
Oh my god, that means it takes a speedrunner almost 30 minutes to complete one level.
Mhm.
Jesus.
Oh my God. How dense is this game? That's insane.
Well, you got to sneak, so I guess he's moving slow.
It was surprisingly.
Well,
like-
yeah, but people play like really hard games in like a couple minutes.
There's, the people who made sneaking were probably like, we can't have any like wall hacks. We can't have any like burst through the next level.
I'm sure that's what they were concerned about.
Yeah, exactly. They blocked all that off. They cleaned up all the bugs for the release, and that's why.
Oh man.
I don't know how this game was this deep and developed for it to be a free game handed out with a Whopper.
I feel like we
Right,
should
that-
watch
that's
a little
what I
of this
think about
after we
too.
get done just to see how it was. But I also feel like we should just buy the thing for $5 and record ourselves playing it and
Yeah.
put it out for people to see.
Mm.
Even if it's like a 6-hour video. That would be freaking awesome. Anyway, so back to Wordle, because I do have something else. So first, currently, if you Google Wordle, it's kind of cool because you know how Google up in like their little logo spot, they'll change stuff all the time.
Yeah.
So when you Google Wordle specifically, it comes up and has a looping Wordle going on that
Oh.
cycles through the words column, goalie, and finally Google. And I would like to point out that those are all 6-letter words, not 5-letter words like
Big-
Wordle,
Right, because Google.
because Google's 6. But it's just a little detail. Most people would be like, "Oh, dude, that's so cool." Which that's what I thought when I first saw it.
Yeah.
And then I was writing it down and I was like, "Wait, all of these are 6-letter words." But so is Google. So anyway, it's kind of cool when you go and like Google Wordle. And several of the top articles when you Google Wordle are titled something in the neighborhood of "How to Keep Wordle Free Forever."
That's funny.
And it sounds like a gimmick. Like it sounds like one of those articles that's like, "How to keep Wordle free forever. Click here and find out." But it's actually a real thing.
Right.
To an extent, it's a real thing. So the way that the website and the game were coded, you can actually download Wordle, like the HTML for Wordle, to your computer and disconnect from the internet and run it locally.
Right.
It doesn't keep up with any of like the words that you've gotten right so far because it's off a different server kind of thing, because it's hosted locally instead of being through the internet. But you could still potentially play for a long time because Wordle has a daily puzzle in its current form for over 2,000 words, which should last until like 2026.
Well, we got him till then, boys.
So I wonder if this is a Flappy Bird situation where
It
people will be
could be.
selling
Dude,
computers that run Wordle.
I
really
still-
miss
Oh my
playing
I
Flappy
still
Bird.
have Flappy Bird on my Galaxy S7.
I have Flappy Bird
I
on
could-
something.
That's
I
a
could probably
valuable phone.
I know. That's what I'm about to say. I was like, I could probably sell that phone for
That's so
pretty
funny.
penny.
Yeah.
I need to
So-
do that.
If you save a copy of the web page to your computer, turn off your Wi-Fi, unplug your Ethernet, whatever kind of connection that you got going on to your computer, you can play Wordle for the next, 5 years for free.
That's pretty
Never
cool.
play the same word twice, I don't think. So you could potentially play it for many years locally by yourself, by your lonesome. And it still has the share feature. So you could still share it with people.
That's pretty cool.
And that's Wordle.
Very interesting.
Pretty interesting, man. I'm pretty sure the guy stole Lingo and won't admit to it.
Yeah, but
It's a little
did
bit.
anyone
It is a little
want
different.
lingo?
No.
You know what I mean?
This is the new Lingo.
I want the sounds.
This is the Lingo we wanted but never got.
Now, here's the thing, Brett. Do you remember a show called Chain Reaction?
Yes.
It comes on Game Show Network all the time.
Okay, it came on at the same time as Lingo.
Yeah.
And that's what we would watch it on. It was Game Show Network.
I think
So
Chain Reaction was the better game.
It was really
Chain
good.
Reaction is better.
Very good. I'm
That's a
actually
fun
surprised that I never seen Lingo before because we watched that so in college there were only so many channels that we got on campus, right? And it was some kind of like direct TV, but I don't know, man. There was
package.
There was only so much to watch in like the middle of the day too, and so I would go over to a couple of my friends' house or their dorm or whatever, and Game Show Network was on 24/7. I don't think they watched anything else, man.
Funny.
Literally, Game Show
It's also
Network was
funny that
always
they were,
on.
20-year-old college students.
Yeah, and I don't know
And
if
it's
Game Show
normally,
Network
like, old
still
people.
airs like new things. Like I don't know if they are continuing some of these shows.
Reruns.
I don't know, man,
It's
because
mostly reruns.
because there was a show that we watched every week, and I feel like I need to like call Mitch and get him to come and talk about this because there was a show that we watched like every week called Baggage, and I don't know if you guys know what Baggage is, but it's almost like
Wait, I know what it is. Yeah, and it was weird.
it's almost like a dating show,
Yeah,
and each person has some sort or maybe you choose
It's sort
between
of like
several people's baggage.
based on a deal breaker-ish concept, but
it's
not
like-
really.
These are the good qualities about somebody, and then this is one that's
They killed a man.
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
It's never
dude,
that, but it's
it was out
Sometimes
there. Man.
it's-
Sometimes it's almost at, I killed a man.
yeah. Sometimes it is stuff where it's like I like robbed a jewelry store or something.
Yeah. And so, like every week, we would sit down and try to like pick the right answer, the right baggage that someone was actually carrying, and it was great. But I don't know because I kind of think that show was new every week. Like I don't think that we saw the same episode
Maybe it was
over and over again. And I'm pretty
For
sure
2014,
I
2015.
don't-
It could have been new.
I'm pretty sure like on Game Show Network, it advertised Baggage as being new every week.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Chain Reaction.
It was really good.
Where's the app for Chain Reaction? I'm sure there is.
I think
one.
Legends of the Hidden Temple came on too.
Now I watch that in the mornings before school.
And we watched a lot of old Family Feud as well as a lot of new Family
Oh my God,
Feud.
Family Feud is so good.
We watched a lot of The Price is Right, I think was on there.
there was a
Deal or No Deal was on there.
a game that it
Did you
was
ever
like
watch
blackjack.
Silent Library?
It is like blackjack where you can't go over
Catch
21.
22.
Is that it?
Or is it
think
Catch
so.
21? And it was hosted by Carlton.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. That's the one.
Alfonso,
That was a fun game.
Alfonso Ribeiro. It was hosted by Carlton.
We all. But yeah, that one. Oh my God. We need to do a podcast
We
about,
need- you guys
about,
do.
Yeah, we
about
do.
middling game shows.
Do you guys remember? Did you never watch Silent Library?
Mm-mm.
Yes. I
You have
love
seen Silent Library? Yeah, it's
Library.
pretty
That is
good.
hilarious.
What was the one where
Silent
the British
Library's
woman
great.
was mean to people?
What?
It would be a group of people, and there was a British woman, and she was
American Idol?
Yes. I know which one you're talking about.
like, I don't know if it was trigger or something, but then when they got something wrong,
The weakest link.
oh my God,
The weakest link.
you are the weakest link. You suck. It was kind of like Gordon Ramsay hosting a game show, but female.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
It's like, you're a dummy. You're stupid.
Yeah, I do. I think I do remember watching The Weakest Link,
Yeah.
honestly.
Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Oh my God. Djibouti Show played that, but the emulated version they had was running at half speed.
No.
So Joe Foxworthy was drunk. He was like, next, the social study question. All right, start the
Are you
timer.
smarter
Than a
than a fifth greater. That's great.
How many
And would you
revolutions
like-
does the sun make?
Second grade science
That's
or third grade history. That's awesome.
That wasn't planned either, of course.
No, of course it was.
But it made it a million times better than the actual game.
Yeah, they just had like an emulator on it.
Yes, but
Yeah.
it was
Dude,
halfway
some of those
broken.
ROMs you get, man, they're not good. There's always like an option to download the ROMs too, where it's like download slowly or download quickly. And when you download it quickly, it never works.
There's always like
And the file size difference is huge. Like it'll be like
Mhm.
1.2 gigabytes or like 800 megabytes. No, 80 megabytes. And I'm like, there's no way.
Like, how do you expect
There's
it
no
to
way
work?
that downloading that quickly and it being that small of a file size is going to make the game better.
No.
Like there's no way. And it always
It's
ends
like
up
a
being
car.
really terrible.
And then you throw out half the parts and it's like,
Yeah.
there you
I
go.
hope it works.
I did it quickly.
I hope you don't die next time you drive it. But yeah. That's Wordle, guys.
Mm.
I wish you could. They should make a Squirtle version
Oh,
called
God.
Squirtle. And it's like Pokemon themed. And you have to like
Or turtle.
name Pokemon.
Wordle.
And you have to guess Master Disguise characters.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were going to like make a poop joke. Turtle.
I've
With a
already,
D.
I've already accidentally made too many jokes for this podcast.
Dude, the sound it makes when the balls drop. Oh my God. That is the most satisfying sound.
Oh, God.
I'm sure someone will clip that and that'll be somewhere.
Oh,
I may
man.
clip it myself.
God.
You got to be careful what you say.
Yep. Mm.
Nah. Why? That just makes for good content, man. Just good content. Bloopers are more funny than the actual thing. Let's be real.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Are you going to go play Wordle now?
No, I'll probably just watch reruns of Lingo.
All right. Braxton.
I might.
See, the
Not
thing-
every day, but maybe I would get into it.
The
I
thing that
texted-
would prevent me from doing it is the fact that it is only one a day.
Just do it once a day, man.
I know.
It's fun.
But-
And you got to keep the streak. I'm on like a 15-day streak right now. I didn't realize I'd been playing for 2 weeks. But I have. And it's great. I've yet to like get to 6. So trying to keep that streak alive. I haven't gotten one on the first try either. My distribution is very bell curvy. Yep. It's a pretty normal distribution, must say. I texted Christian on that day that the word was Knoll. And I said, bro, I cannot. Or was it Knoll? Or was it? No, it wasn't that one. It was a different word. But I texted Christian and I said, dude, oh, it was sugar. And then I texted him and I was like, this freaking Wordle today is driving me insane. And he texted me and he'd gotten it right in like 3. And I'm like, am I missing something? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm such an idiot. And I like, am almost within like 2 minutes texted you back and was like, I got it. But it's fun. It's been a competition. I know it has been a very, very hot topic lately. It seems like everyone at some point on their podcast or YouTube channel or their talk show has talked about Wordle in some form or fashion. My mom is actually the one who told me about Wordle. She said, have you played Wordle? And I said, no, what is that? And she was like, oh, it's this game that everybody's talking about. And so I was like, oh, okay, I'll go download it on the App Store.
Right.
So I could not find it. I downloaded this stupid game that was called Wordle.
Oh, yeah. How many
And
downloads have they gotten?
sucked. And I was like, this game sucks. Like, what is so fun about this?
How many people has that happened to you?
I'm sure a ton, man, because it was like the first one that came up and it was like number 3 on the App Store.
Yeah, because people are mistakenly
And
downloading
I downloaded it and I was like, what is so fun about this game? Like, she said it was super fun and my mom does not play a whole lot of games. Like, what is fun about this? This game sucks. And it turned out I was not playing the right game because it's only in the browser. So now I have been steered in the right direction. And a number of people that I keep up with in terms of podcasts or YouTube channels or whatever have talked about Wordle lately. And it seems like it's eventually going to take basically the entire population.
Maybe.
If you have access to either, which that's one nice thing, because maybe some older people have a computer, but they don't have a phone. And maybe they could play where they couldn't normally play if it was like an app.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Pretty cool. I've enjoyed it so far. And it's fun to like see people post it on social media.
Right.
And they're like, Wordle sucks. I have no idea what today's word is. And they like got it all wrong. And I got it on like second try. And I'm like, is it really?
Some people don't know. I think some people don't know. They never watched Wheel of Fortune. So they don't understand the RSTLNE thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I was looking through, that's how I've been approaching it since I started playing. And I was looking through a couple of articles that were like about tips just to see like what they had so I could talk about it tonight. And I think half of them were like, oh, I just took the Wheel of Fortune approach and start with words that have RST, L, or L, N, or E. And I was like,
yeah, that has to up your chances, right? I mean,
all right, I am on the right track.
Right. You're thinking like,
I was like, you should have asked me for this article. My word is trash. Unlike this podcast. But that was fun. I hope everyone goes and tries Wordle. Right now it is not on the New York Times site. It is your best bet is just Googling Wordle, and it'll be the first thing that pops up, and it's like powerlanguage.co.uk or something. I don't exactly know why that is the URL for that, but it is, which makes it much more difficult than if it was just wordle.com. Not going to lie. I don't know if maybe wordle.com is already taken or what the situation is.
It is by now. If it was.
Yeah. So I would think so. But just go Google Wordle, play every day, share your experience with us in the comments and on your favorite social media platform with all your friends. So I hope you guys enjoy playing and have a similar experience to what I have had, which is it is a absolute joy every day. Thank you guys for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Castbox, Stitcher. We're on lots of stuff. Kind of anywhere podcasts are found. So go check us out there. Share this episode with a friend. If you've enjoyed Wordle, give us a like. Those are always appreciated. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Fifth grader.
DMCA.
They're gonna sound drunk.
Are you smarter
Wait.
Is that them saying that?
Just Galactic Price. Whoa!
All right.
How this works. On the board are 10 subjects.
What should I do?
They range in
You pick, it's your
difficulty
birthday.
from first grade to
I
fifth
think
grade.
I know.
he's just slow enough to sound inebriated.
That's awesome. You gotta love a drunk Jeff Foxworthy.